Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, today, the 25th of March, it marks officially 1 week till the big day, April 1st, in which Wisconsinites will be heading to the polls to determine the outcome of two important and crucial races. The most important of them all, which we'll be talking about today, is the Supreme Court race between Brad Schimmel and Susan Crawford, and the said election in specifically regards to the superintendent of public instruction between Jill Underly and Brittany Kinzer. So those two races are races that we will be reviewing afterwards, and it seems that these races could go either way. Ultimately, it's important to look at the current result and overall the expectation of what it's going to look like right now. So, I've released a post in regards to this. So, 1 week until the big day, April 1st, 2025, Wisconsinites will determine the future of the Supreme Court in its annual spring elections. If you are from Wisconsin, make sure you get out and vote early. Vote for Brad Schimmel, the former attorney general. We can't let this far-left authoritarian judge named Susan Crawford Minnesotanize Wisconsin. That is the message I've been really trying to push, because Wisconsin conservatives, in this case, don't have a reason in regards to voting. Now, you could say, oh, the liberals in Wisconsin, they don't have a reason either. Like, abortion's a dead issue now. Well, it's still ongoing. And to a point, I don't know, I'm not from Wisconsin, so I'm not really seeing what Susan Crawford is sending across the media. But when it specifically becomes to the left in general and liberal society, they tend to love to waste their time. And I don't think it's a waste of time at all, because you're voting for an important race and an important future. But the left is likely to view it as a waste of time. They're willing to sacrifice time and energy to do this stuff. Conservatives, it's much harder, because then again, rightfully so, conservatives, they're more concerned about putting food on the table. They're concerned about working. They're concerned about providing for their family, and making sure they get through the day. And the last thing you want to do is vote and do something you don't necessarily need to do. So it's kind of hard to get conservatives out and voting. But then again, we've seen in the last couple days Democratic Party tyranny. It's true, Democrats aren't really represented in this said race. I mean, this is a nonpartisan race. But we've seen the governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, declaring that the terms of mother and father will be officially abolished in the state of Wisconsin, replacing it with unseminated persons. That is likely to hurt the Wisconsin progressive cause. We've seen Wisconsin, especially in 2024, they said rejected that. So there's a likelihood that, hey, and the stigma of voting for these liberal feminist women, it's become more of a stigma towards men. And ultimately, we need to rely on the male voters to just vote for Brad Schimmel. Don't vote for this very emotional judge, Susan Crawford, who simps for men and women's sports, who simps for illegal aliens. We don't need these low testosterone men and these high emotion men to vote for this woman. And obviously, we need true, real men not to vote for this woman. She is absolutely insane. We need to vote for Brad Schimmel. He is obviously the biggest candidate of experience. He is the former attorney general. But then, again, this race is going to be mainly decided by turnout. And that's why I'm basically thinking, you know what? I'm having a hard time, despite Brad Schimmel winning in polls, I'm having a hard time seeing Brad Schimmel going across. But that doesn't mean we should not stop trying. Because, yeah, it's true, Republicans, they do struggle with turnout. And that's why it's so good that we have Elon Musk on our side, or pouring tons of money into the said race as we know it. And you already have the Susan Crawford with the most endorsements, so it's already hard to pinpoint there. But we could win this by an upset. The polls are getting tighter in favor for Brad Schimmel. And then again, the margin of error, it's within. I'm not so sure. And looking how the sample sizes of these polls, pretty small. So I'm not saying it's over, but it's definitely looking in Susan Crawford's column. NSE projection is currently having her winning by 4 points as of right now. But hey, that's actually very good compared to 2023, in which Janet ended up defeating Danielle Kelly by 11 to 10 points. So yeah, 11.2 percentage points, which was absolutely brutal looking at that. Then again, you have the same situation in 2020. And I would say probably this was the outcome mainly because of the said low turnout in regards to COVID-19. No one really showed up and voted. Then again, very low turnout here, 855 votes. You got million votes here, so it's very low turnout in this said election. But this could be a reason why Jill Karofsky ended up winning. And then you get more closer results, like in 2019. Brian Hagedorn, he is the conservative, and you'll see it is possible that the conservative can win despite the southwest of the state going liberal. And it's true, the Southwest tends to be pretty liberal. Why? Well, it used to be an Obama stronghold. It used to be a Democrat stronghold. Why is it going back to Democrats? Well, it's because no one's turning out there. No one's turning out, and that's why it's getting tightening. What led to Hagedorn winning? Mainly because he performed very well in Brown County. He also won pretty good in Racine County and Kenosha County. Those were our counties that, hey, look, going forward, we need to win Brown County. It's going to ultimately determine if the former Attorney General Schimmel will end up winning this. If he doesn't win Brown County, which is a bellwether, it's very likely that, I don't think that he's going to win if we lose Brown. Because Brown has Green Bay as a city of 300,000 people that is in Republican favor. That's tightening the margin. And if that goes to Susan Crawford, then it's pretty much looking like a Minnesota race, and we don't want to see that. Ultimately, it's not game over if we see the the countryside, which voted for Trump over here, going for Crawford. It's not over. Then again, no real votes here, but every vote counts. If we pick up like these counties over here and in keeping them red, I have good faith that Schimmel could go across the finish line. But as you can clearly see through previous races, like in 2009, actually, this is not a good example. It's obviously a landslide for liberals. 2018, still same deal. You see that corner here, southwest Wisconsin, still very liberal. 2017, not a good example. Yeah, this is Annette Ziegler there. She ran unopposed. That was a good year for us in regards to Wisconsin. But yes, conservatives, you'll see Rebecca Bradley. But when was the last time conservatives won? It would be in 2019. Is that record going to continue, you may ask? 2025? I don't know. Okay? I really don't know. But I can pull up Cook Political Report right now and actually determine what a 4-point Crawford win is going to look like, which is kind of what's looking like right now. So this is already a 0.6 win for Dems. Ideally, so it's already 2 points. 1 point. We'll kind of have to. Oh yeah, we also gotta lower the turnout. Also, first let's lower the turnout. White non-college. Okay, now this is a 4-point win. But I just want to go ahead and see more here. White non-college would probably be a little lower. 84%. I would say this goes down to 80 here. African American. This goes down to maybe 60. 56%. It's looking pretty close again. Hispanic and Latino, I would say 44. Let's go try with 44. And then you got Asian. 47, 43, okay. So this is pretty much what I think it's going to look like in regards to turnout. Now this is a 2.8 win. We need a basic a 4-point win. So I'm thinking white college graduates going to 61. Okay, now it's almost 62 maybe. Now it's 4.3. It's kind of looking like that. We'll kind of 90% for African American, Hispanic, maybe 57. Asian, maybe 60. And we might give a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little there. Now it's 6 points. That's way too much. But this is a pretty decent victory for Susan Crawford. Obviously, you're seeing a huge win. And yeah, you'll see dark blue. You got Racine and Kenosha. Brown is still conservative. But we're going to have to see. Let's see, 60%. How about that? That's okay. It went down to okay. This is 4.9. Still, I think it should go like maybe 58. Okay, it's kind of going to look a little bit like that. Okay. I think it's going to look like something like this. So this is kind of what the map is kind of looking like right now. Look at Vernon. For a minute I thought, oh, Vernon would definitely go into that direction. I'm not so sure. But Vernon is a county that, let's see, that tends to be more liberal due to low conservative turnout. But yeah, you'll see. Yeah, it used to be a big Democrat stronghold. 56% for Obama, 60% for Obama in 2008. Yeah, it used to be. It was closer in 2016, 2020. Yeah, it's expanding. Republicans are expanding in Vernon, but in regards to Supreme Court elections, Vernon County tends to be pretty more liberal. Okay, look at this. Vernon still going for green for the liberal candidate, even in regards to a conservative win. Vernon is still voting liberal in 2018. They voted conservative because they had no choice, and Nat Ziegler is the only candidate in the race. But back to competitive races, 2016, 2015, oh yeah, for sure. And Welsh Bradley, a big landslide win for her. Okay, now this is the last election in which Vernon voted conservative was in 2013, over 12 years ago. And as a result, do you think we're going to see a potential victory there? I'm not so sure. This is what the swing-o-meter is saying. It's still stuck on 2020, but looking at what the predictions currently telling us, you'll see 5.6%. And hang on. We might have to lower it down. 5.6. Let's see if we can increase the turnout a little bit. There we go. All right, so I think it's going to look like something like this. Pretty tight, but yeah, this isn't the final prediction. Final prediction is coming next week. It will come on Sunday, next Sunday, 2 days before. But ultimately, there's also the superintendent of public instruction race that is also we also need to look at. Like, what's your final prediction in regards to that? Well, it's too early to say right now. Polls, yeah, Brittany Kinzer allegedly is beating Jill Underly. 58% though is undecided. So obviously, it's gotta go either way. I would rather see Brittany Kinzer and Brad Schimmel win this all, but it really does depend. But what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below, and as always, I will see you all in the next political episode.